Hi everybody, and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to be having a look around Barton Grange Garden Centre in Lancashire. It's just a few miles north of Preston, and they always have a good selection of plants here. Not the cheapest of places, and they have diversified quite a lot into other things, food, a lot of sort of typical modern garden centre things as well. So let's have a look. This Dixonia Antarctica is £429. Probably got 4 foot of trunk, a nice crown of leaves. Not sure what this palm tree is here. This pot is labelled Trachycarpus Fortunei, but these two palm trees look different to me. They don't look like they're the same species. They're perhaps both Trachycarpus, but I'm not sure they're both Fortunei. The one on the right is much more slender, and maybe it's the way it's been cut, but the fronds are leaf bases are much longer, aren't they? It's also substantially taller than this one next to it, even though presumably they were, seed germinated at the same time. Lovely plants though. I dread to think how much they are. Let's have a look. Just a cool £1,199. I think they might be there for a little while. Yeah, I suppose they are a sort of showpiece item, aren't they? They're not probably expecting to sell those anytime soon. Here we've got an interestingly named palm. So this is labelled as Shamrops brackets Trachycarpus Fortunei, £449. Now that isn't a Shamrops, so I could just cover that bit up. If I had a black pen, I could take that bit off because it is a Trachycarpus Fortunei. Definitely not Shamrops. Don't know why they've labelled it as that. It's 4 trees in a pot, £429. Then next to that, we've got a couple more. These have the same label, but £359. Again, there's a few in there, but they're not quite as old, I don't think. Or maybe the main trunk is in that one, actually. Strange that they've decided to sow, you know, a few seedlings in there, or maybe it's accidental, but some very young plants in amongst that, possibly 6 or 7 year old plants. Very nice though. Got some ferns over here. £2.5 Velociraptor, in case you're interested. And lots more tree ferns. So there's some really big trunks over here. This trunk must be 5 foot and it's £539. So £100 a foot. They're all looking really healthy. Oh goodness me, just noticed that beast again. I imagine that's been there a while because it's £2.5 grand. Just look at the fatness of that trunk though. That is incredible. Never seen anything like that, to be honest. That is special. Imagine having that planted in your garden. I don't think I can go back far enough to get it all in. Not quite sure how you get it home. They've got some Fatsias here. These are Camouflage. Well, this one is anyway. They've got some really good labels on, you know, along the point of sale to tell you a bit more about the plants. So this one is £22.99, and it's somewhere sort of between spider's web and standard Fatsia Japonica, I think, where it's a bit, you know, it's almost, this is colour of the standard Fatsia, and it's just got some variation, and obviously has the appearance of you know, camouflage clothing. And this is a spider's web, Fatsia Japonica spider's web, and this one is £19.99. A little bit cheaper, a little bit smaller as well though. Here we've got some more spider's web. These ones are £69.99. So they're bigger again, but if it was me, I'd be buying the smaller one at 20 quid rather than these ones at 70. The difference is probably 3 years. So if you've got 3 years to wait, buy the cheaper one. Then we've got some, I didn't even see these before because I was distracted by these tree ferns. But the standard Fatsia Japonica, some nice plants here, look. All the plants here are nice. And I never see a half price, half dead, half price section. This one's $29.99. So I think that's quite reasonable for, what's that, 2.5, possibly 3 foot. So yeah, they really must look after their plants here. And if something does look a bit not quite right, then I don't know, maybe they take them away and sell them to someone else, I don't know, but they don't sort of have them on display here. So this spider's web is £70, a similar, well, same as the ones we saw over there. And everything's just displayed really well, isn't it? I'd love to have a garden centre one day, and everything's so neat and in rows and in lines. And definitely some inspiration here for anyone wanting to know how to lay out a garden centre. More tree ferns again. Another beast. This one, £429, and yeah, it's probably 4 foot of trunk. Some aces over here. 2 for £45. That doesn't seem a bargain to me. I don't know not a lot about aces, but I know that you see these in the supermarkets quite often, and a fraction of that price. Some of these are obviously very specialised. Like this is like no acer I've seen before. It's £25 or £24.99. Quite a few hostas. I do like hostas, but I do have issues with slugs. Got some Phormiums here. Oh no, not Phormiums, they're Cordylines. So we've got a Torbay Dazzler, $21.99. Next to that is Southern Splendor, $8.99, a very small plant. Next to that we've got another Torbay Dazzler, just not as nice as this one. Behind that, what we've got down here, Lime Passion, that's a new one on me. That looks really nice. That is $19.99. And it looks really Phormium like somehow. I've never seen these colours in a Cordyline before. So that's interesting. Let's see what this says about how hardy it is. Doesn't say, so possibly not hardy. However, everything here, unless otherwise specified, is covered by a 5-year hardy plant guarantee. So I have wondered before whether just to take a chance on it, and even though I don't think it will survive, get my money back. But then how do I actually go about getting my money back? I don't quite know how that works. We've got this is labelled as Cordyline Australis. However, look how red those leaf bases are. I've never seen a Cordyline Australis like that before. That green one back there, that's how a normal Cordyline should look. So these have obviously got some sort of variegation in them, which is quite interesting. These are $13.99. It's not on the top side of the leaves, it's purely on the lower end of the leaf base almost. So that is interesting. Here are some Phormiums, found them. So, we've got Yellow Wave, which looks like quite a small Phormium. Well, yeah, in 10 years it'll be 1 metre tall by 1 metre wide. That's $22.99. We're missing a few, so we're missing Rainbow Queen. That sounds quite interesting, doesn't it? I wish we could see that. But we have Platts Black, which also is a very small Phormium, and this one is $22.99. Next to that we've got Golden Ray, $22.99 also, and that is slightly bigger. That goes to 2 meters height, 1.5 meter wide after 10 years. That looks more typical to me. That looks you know, not quite standard, not quite a usual Phormium. It's got a bit of yellow in it, but much closer to what I would you'd normally see. This one is Flamingo, which sounds interesting. Can't really see it, it's getting a bit swallowed up there, but that's very nice. What I find with Phormiums is the sort of pinker they are and prettier they are, the less hardy they are, unfortunately. The standard green, solid green ones that are hardiest, in my opinion, then possibly sort of ones that are shades of green and red, and then the pink ones just, you know, I bought one, it just disappeared. I'm not even sure what happened to it. It just sort of completely rotted, I think, over winter, and I never saw it again. Here we've got Cream Delight at $22.99. Again, it's a smaller Phormium, almost grass-like, these smaller ones. So they'd be nice in pots, I suppose, where they're not going to really sort of take over an area. And Bronze Baby at $22.99. That's their price for Phormiums, $22.99 it seems. And that's quite nice as well. It's definitely a lighter, more bronzy colour than the black one over here, which is much darker, as you would expect. The names are very accurate. Then Apricot Queen. Oh, I've not come across this one before. That looks nice. And this one's really interesting as well. This Alison Blackman, $22.99 obviously. And this is yeah, really striking. This one again, it says gets to 1 meter by 1 meter after 10 years, so another small one. And yeah, I think that would look really cool in a pot on a patio. Then what else do we have? No, I thought this might have been Mahonia then. I'm looking for some Mahonia whilst we're here. Ah, here's one. No, I thought that was Mahonia. No, it's not. That's something else. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name. I feel like it's going to be around here somewhere. We have these yuccas. So we've got two types here. We've got Filamentosa at $19.99. These are all fairly small. And next to that we've got Filamentosa Bright Edge, which again, as the name suggests, the difference is one's got a bright edge and one hasn't. And that one is also $19.99. So they're quite nice. They are. There's the hardy plant guarantee. you do have to plant it and care for it correctly. And any that fail within 5 years will be replaced if you return it with the receipt. So keep hold of your dead plants, keep hold of your receipts. I suppose hardly anyone ever actually brings them back, because who does that? Who keeps a receipt for a plant in case it dies? Okay, still no Mahonias. I thought I definitely saw some then, but no, these are something else. Let's keep going. Some more aces over here, and then lots of roses. Getting very flowery now. These conifers are amazing, aren't they? I'm not a big conifer fan, but these are, crikey, £199 each of these long, thin conifers. Down here we've got some hostas. So what they're really good at here is having lots of different variety. So rather than having just a couple of hostas, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different types. But this one's really cool. It's called Hosta Praying Hands. And it is $12.99. And I don't know, but the slugs give that one a bit of a wide berth. It's sort of, I don't know, seems a bit harder perhaps than a nice soft one like this. I imagine they would go straight through. Oh, more over here as well. I've forgotten what I counted to now, but there's another 1, 2, 3, 4 over there. So if you're after any hostas, this could be the place to come for some variety. Some Nifophias here as well. I know a few of us grow Nifophias, red hot pokers. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 different types of Nifophia, which are very interesting. These are priced at $9.99, $11.99 and $11.99. I'm instantly drawn to the cheaper one. Nifophia Fiery Fred, a cool name. And that is covered by the 5-year hardy guarantee. These are hardy, I've no doubt about that, but I've just noticed it says here. That's what to look for. So they're quite cool. Then do we have anything else to go and look at? What do people think about lupins? Do lupins fit with an exotic garden? I don't have any, but I feel like they do, because not so much the flowers but the foliage, it's quite sort of palmate. So I think they look good for the foliage, and then the flowers are a little bonus. Boosty bonus. Then we've got a grass section. So, oh crikey, over there, got a sea of that blue grass that's been around for a few years now. Word of warning, in my experience anyway, if you buy it, it doesn't stay that colour. You can see the grass in the centre is already sort of growing out. It's almost like the growers have spray painted it. I don't think they have. That is a bit of a joke, but it's like, I when you dye your hair and your roots are showing through. Anyway, lots of grasses. I'm not really mad into grasses. Look at this, they look like some of the Phormiums we just saw. But yeah, these, I don't know. The thing I worry about is this, where they send up flowers and seeds, and then you end up with grasses everywhere where you don't want them. But a nice compact one in a pot, perhaps, would look nice. And some of these sort of variegated ones look really cool as well. Very striking, very modern looking. Okay, that's that sea of blue grass. It's not its Latin name, I should say. I've got mixed up between botanic and Latin then. Alright, here we are, some palm trees. So we've got some Trachycarpus. Oh, hang on, this has got a few labels on it. This is a Trachycarpus Fortunei, aka, well, not aka Chamaerops, that's just the here thing, and it's definitely not a Cordyline Australis. Both the same price anyway, but $39.99. That's not unreasonable. That's actually a decent price, I think. The truck is the height of one hand. That's the Cordyline Australis that label should be on, and again, it's a decent plant. It's got no trunk to speak of, so it's very stretched actually. You shouldn't expect it to continue that form when you get it home, so it might look a bit odd for a while because the new leaves won't grow as long as those. Then we've got a smaller Trachycarpus Fortunei here. This one's £25, and again, not unreasonable, I don't think. That central spear has got a really big leaf on it. These leaves so far are very, very small. That new one's going to be quite significant. So these are all Trachycarpus Fortunei. So far, not seeing anything different. They are very nice, and again, nicely laid out. Then we've got some Chamaerops compactica. Is that what I said? No, compacta. Put an extra syllable in there. And these, they're like the Chamaerops humilis, volcano. I mean, they're basically a different breeder has named them differently, but essentially they're very similar. If you like one, you'll like the other, I imagine. And these small ones here are $49.99, so they're not cheap. They've had these here for a couple of years, not necessarily these ones, although they may have, but they've been stocking them at least for a couple of years. What's this one? This is a Yucca gloriosa, and that's $39.99. That's a decent price as well, I think. Hard for me to sort of show you how tall they are really, but that's a decent sized plant. Oh, you know about this. This is an agave americana. This is £199. The doesn't really go around a leaf, so it's just chucked in there. That is a big pot, and I wouldn't like to lift that up, and I wouldn't like to try lifting it up without protective eyewear and possibly a shining armor suit. Some more agaves here. Multifilifera, $89.99 for that little plant. And Potatorum, also $84.99. Not heard of either of those before. A little bit of damage on some of the leaves. I suppose it's very difficult to water these without actually, the ideal thing would be to water underneath the leaves, but not really practical or possible. We are covered here. The whole place is covered, so no rain to worry about, no super cold nights to worry about either. Then we've got some bamboo. So Fatsia, you see this, you know, in lots of places. B&Q have it. Most garden centres would have that. That seems to be the go-to bamboo. It is $34.99 here. Okay, and then we have some monkey puzzles. I do like a monkey puzzle. And these ones come with a warning sign. And they are $49.99. They're very small. This one's leaning. I imagine that would be okay. Might want to correct that with a stake, like they have with this one. But yeah, they're not cheap, are they? But they are very nice. They're very slow growing, which is why they're so expensive. Then down here we have some more agaves. Another a couple of types. Oh no, these aren't agaves, these are mangaves. So we've got Lavender Lady, $21.99. And we've got Moonglow. We've got Pineapple Express. And we've got Night Owl. It's got 4 different types actually. All quite similar looking, but subtly different. Then we've got some more yuccas. These are Gloriosas again. Yes. So just the same as the one we looked at over there. Then more Compactica. More Trachycarpus Fortunei. Another Cordyline. They just sort of repeated the same thing on the other side here. What's this at the end? Don't recognise this. Oh, it's an Agapanthus. Chucked in amongst them. Okay. Got more bamboo over here. In a bit of a jungle now. And this is Bisetti. Bambusa Bisetti. $69.99. And that is at least 2 meters tall. What happens with bamboo is you get, you know, this growth from last year or previous years doesn't really grow very much. It might grow a little bit. You can see there's, you know, a new bit of growth coming there. But the main growth is this one. And every spring you'll get massive new culms come right up. And that's probably grown in a couple of weeks from nothing to over 2 meters in height. And you can see there's a few of them that have done the same thing. So that's where all the growth comes from. It's the new culms in bamboos, and that's why you often buy bamboos for the roots and the rhizomes rather than the actual what's above soil, because it's kind of irrelevant. The new culms, this one's still growing, it's only got to there, but they always grow taller than the previous year's growth until they reach a certain height, I suppose. More Fatsia. It's a bit of a mess actually here. This is a different one. What's this one? This is Meatake. Okay, $69.99. Water frequently. We also like to be fed very frequently. And this is pretty ordinary looking, to be honest. Nothing unusual about that. Some of these bamboos have got brown tips. I think that's just where they haven't quite had enough water. Right, Julie, I'll come back for these ornaments. I'll show you these ornaments later on. I haven't forgotten. Well, I have forgotten twice now, but not this time. Okay, and I can see some more palm trees, which is encouraging. This looks nice here. What's this? Fortunei. $7.99. It comes with a little sort of pergola thing to, as they've trained it 3 ways. Yeah, I'd say that's the find of the day in terms of value. $7.99 for a decent sized plant now, and I imagine that's pretty fast growing as well. So if you had a space to fill, that would be a good choice. I do like these fir trees. Well, they're conifers, aren't they? But you know, Christmas tree type plants, and similarly to palm trees, they have a look of they're almost symmetrical. Can't get my words out today. But they are, you know, I don't quite know if they fit in with an exotic style garden, because they don't grow in warm places, do they? Grow in cold places, really. So, got a flowering cordyline here. See if I can get around this side. Looks nice, and smells nice too. So what will happen to that cordyline now is at the growing point. In fact, can you already see it? No. It will, once that flower is finished, it will send out, you know, growing point will split into 2. So you'll have 2 growing points there, which some people like. Got some more mature palm trees here, Trachycarpus, and I wonder how much these are. They've been here for years and years. They're flowering as well, which is nice to see. They're not far off, maybe 2 years away from touching the roof, so they'll have to do something about them then. I would suggest marking them down heavily. However, I can't see the price. This one and the one behind it, they've actually gone to the effort of stripping the trunk. Now, some people love this, some people hate it. I'm somewhere in the middle. But this one's flowering nicely as well. The one behind it is at an earlier stage of flowering, whereas this one is a little bit further along. It also seems, this one seems more yellow, and the one over there perhaps a bit more greeny. So that could be, I think that indicates if they're male or female. I can't remember which way around it is, unfortunately. But this time of year, you do see lots of posts on Facebook groups of people asking if their Trachycarpus is male or female, and people know straight away. So look out for one of those posts. Here's a massive Yucca strata, and this is the most expensive plant I've seen today at £2,759. It's got a bit of a skirt of old leaves, halfway up anyway, or a third of the way up. And then this must have flowered as well, because it's split into multi-trunks now. Lovely plant. It's not looking quite 100%. Lots of the ends of the leaves have browned off. Don't know if that's perhaps too much water, not sure. More Trachycarpus Fortunei here. We saw some like this when we first came in. £549. Nice little water feature scene here. Some inspiration. So these ones again are very yellow. Sorry, you can't, because of the bright sunshine, or lack thereof, really bright sky. It's difficult to see the colour, but these ones are much greener. They are more immature. They haven't formed properly yet. Here we are. Be able to tell you the price. What do you reckon? Also listed as shamrocks. £849 for that. £849. I mean, it's actually, that's not ridiculous. It's in a massive pot. It's been here for a while, so it's not in any sort of shock at all. It's not been dug up recently. And you could buy 2 of them. If you wanted the stripped ones, you could buy 2 of them. Or if you didn't, if you wanted the sort of hairy ones, you could buy 2 of them. They'd be matching. And you'd have change from a couple of grand. So if you've got some money, that'd be nice. Okay, we have some more Fatsias and things here. This is more to display the pots, I think. Give you inspiration for how to plant some of these. And lastly, the last plant I'm going to show you, more Trachycarpus Fortunei. These ones, crikey, £1,199. And similarly to the first one we looked at, they're different to me. They're not both standard Trachycarpus Fortunei. To me, this one looks like a standard one, and this one is much more slender, and the hair is much sort of tightly wound. But looking at the leaves, it, yeah, looks very, very normal. I know it's a very species, Trachycarpus Fortunei, that is very variable. But yeah, very interesting to see anyway. So that's it. I'm going to show Julie the ornaments now. But for everyone else, thank you very much for watching. A reminder, this is Barton Grange Garden Centre, just north of Preston in Lancashire. And it's a great place to come, just to have a walk around. I don't think I'm going to buy anything today. But I've had a good time anyway, and I hope you have too. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are. And Julie, stick around, because I'm going to show you those ornaments. So I don't know if this is exactly what you had in mind, but pair of giant eagles, look, £849. I know that lots of people do like ornaments in their exotic gardens, these sort of modern, contemporary looking ones. This one's £50. You could actually plant something in it as well, so it could have, that'd be quite cool, wouldn't it, to have a grass coming out of the top of the head to be hair. That'd be really cool. We've got Buddhas, we've got fairies, and women carrying things. All these almost look like gnomes or frogs. And then, oh, here you are, here's the idea. I had the same idea. Maybe I saw it here and subconsciously took it in. I think if we turn that round, that'll look a bit nicer. It's got hair coming out. It's very cool. The pot needs to go down a little bit further, I think, to have the full effect. But I do like that. And are these the Easter Island people? These are only £15, but they are quite small. And we've got some, I don't know what these, wizards? Dragons, yeah. Over here as well. And we've got bird baths and things. Again, nice Easter Island one is quite cool there. Oh, you can buy a leaping impala herd. Never heard an impala, but it's like a little deer. You get 4 of them jumping over whatever you like for £5,000. Made of metal. Oh, this is cool. There's a seat, which is a hand, and we'll test it out, shall we? It works, so that's nice. We've got some alligators. £1,000 for the big one. This is like a life-size alligator. And then you got some baby ones there. And some toadstools, another Buddha, more toadstools. And then the last little section is animal little sculptures. So we've got dogs. These are actually quite realistic. These look really lifelike. Sausage dog. Whoa, that is a big bear. And that is, it's a bargain. It's half price. It was £7,000, now it's 3.5. Now it has had quite a lot of children climb up it, I think. There are a few little chunks that have been taken out. But yeah, that'll scare the neighbours, wouldn't it? And we've got all sorts of animals over here. Farm animals, monkeys, elephants, all sorts, pandas. That look nice next to little bamboo. We've got I feel like some of this is to actually make people think that there is wildlife in the garden, because these, again, this is very realistic. So yeah, you can create your own animal scene with these. Let's have a little look at the prices. So this badger is $42.99. And we'll look at one more. This duck is $22.99. So that gives you an idea of the prices of these. So that really is it this time. If you are still watching, if it's not, it's probably just Julie, but if anyone else is, then thank you very much. And Julie, I hope that's what you're after. And if it's not, let me know. But hopefully you enjoyed that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.